Hi there, and welcome back to SolarGraph. In this video, we're going to be looking at the best practices when uploading external imagery, especially using Google Maps screenshots and the measuring distance tool. There may be occasions when you search for an address, you pin the home, you enter in your customer's information, and when you head to the pre-designed page, imagery does not populate through Nearmap, nor does it populate through Google. So in this example, we see that no imagery came up through Nearmap. And when we switch to Google as our imagery provider, we also do not see any image. In this case, we may need to use external resources like Google Maps to upload our image. To do this, we will want to use Google Maps in order to search for the address where we can, of course, see that the imagery is available. What we'll need to do is, of course, select the home. And at this point, we can go ahead and take a screenshot. Once we have captured the screenshot from Google Maps, we can go ahead and upload our custom imagery as always. Go ahead and upload that imagery, and it will populate into the site imagery box where we would be prompted to come in and either crop the image as needed. So we're just going to go ahead and crop the portion of the image that we would like to include. And from there, we can click crop. And we can fill in the rest of our pre-designed page as always. Once you have completed filling in the pre-designed page, you can head to Create Design, which will take us into the Design tool where we will first need to set our imagery to scale before we can create our design. So before we can actually go in and create a design, we will need to set our imagery to scale. So we'll first need to trace a roof facet. Next, we'll need to select a eave or ridge. So let's say we're going to measure the ridge line. At this point, we need to input the dimensions. And this is where Google Maps measuring feature will come in handy. So let's go ahead and jump back into Google Maps, where we can actually left click and use measure distance, which will allow us to trace the distance across that ridge line. Once we get that distance, we can input it into SolarGraph, which will enable us to set our imagery to scale and create our design. Now, once we've measured the distance, we can go ahead and input that back into SolarGraph. And we can then click Set Scale. Once our imagery has been set to scale, we can go ahead and create our design as usual.